Like, what's good, my brother? The first time, yo, this is Landlord.
It's your man Dbanger Thomas, people of the world.
And this is Be Your Own Therapist. I apologize for the slip up. For the first time, we are actually filming our recap shows because sometimes we'll sit back and we'll have a whole dialogue on a recap and we be like, why we ain't get that? Why we don't feed them and let the people hear exactly how we go through it and us really being our own therapist after the sessions. So this is one of our actual recap for the yesterday's actual topic, Wednesday's situation. I actually put the topic up for those that might have missed yesterday's show or you didn't catch it or whatever. You can still go out and you see it on Spotify, Google, Apple. We appreciate all the support, even though we only put out 3 episodes. We're going to put out the rest of the episodes very, very soon. YouTube, please subscribe on the YouTube. We just started a whole new YouTube channel. We don't care if it looked like it got a little bit of views or whatever the case may be. The whole thing is to build it from ground up right now. That's our goal. So you see it and you become the second or the third or the fourth or maybe the fifth up subscriber. Don't look at it like we new jacks. Just look at it as you helping build this community with us. We appreciate you. Dbanger was good though.
Hey, yo, bro. I mean, everything is good overall. You know, I I was reflecting on the episode that we had, and then everything that I went through during the course of the day, and then just thinking about triggers. I was reflecting on a conversation that you and I had on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and just in the process of me being my own therapist, I just been connecting the dots. Like, so with the diagnosis that I told you about, the bipolar disorder,
Mm-hmm.
and then the two sides with the mania and the depression, it's like in my mind, like I put it together like my conscious and my subconscious mind, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So like
You're ready your blue pill.
exactly, exactly. So more or less, like, me dealing with the triggers and everything and analyzing what my triggers are. Like I went through a situation a couple of weeks ago that was a trigger, and I didn't react. I didn't react. I responded, and
Could you explain the difference to me, if you don't mind?
so nah, bro, I don't mind. So like, bro, Yolanda, when I'm in my zone, like when I say my zone, like auto zone, like I lock it in my brain. I'm not talking, so I'm just moving in the physical. Consciously, I'm aware I'm just moving in the physical and I'm not talking. Subconsciously, I'm aware of that, and and the fact that like whatever other details are present at the time, but like my average reaction when there's a trigger, and bless is my trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Any threat to bless, any threat to me and bless, is quiet. So when I react, I go in the physical zone. I'm off to the races physically. Anything is possible consciously, especially once that threat and that trigger exists. Like, not like I'm a raging maniac, I'm a thug, a gangster, none of those label things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like me being who I am, like, you know what I'm saying? Genetically.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of weeks ago, this particular incident with the response, it was a different timing. First off, I was home when the trigger occurred, and then I was able to I was able to put the pieces of the puzzle together in my mind because I knew that Bless was safe. Like, Bless is in with his mom, he's safe.
So it's safe to say that this trigger was caused after maybe a situation that you had about Bless.
Yeah, it was something involving him, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Not in the physical. Like, You know, like a direct
I
threat.
understand. Just like a normal, I thought about you or missing you at the time. I understand. Like,
Yeah. So like, so more or less like, so when that incident happened, I was home. I was able to know that Bless was safe, and I had accountability.
mm-hmm.
So I had someone here with me. So I was able to express myself and, go into my rage basically. You know what I'm saying? After I got the message and the trigger and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So like, so with me responding, I'm in the house, you know what I'm saying? I'm not off to the races outside in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I decompartment I decompartmentalize my thinking, the mania, the racing in my brain to know, boom. You know what I'm saying? Certain things basically. Like I had certain variables of the equation. The equation was the situation that I was in. The variables were like the me connecting the dots more or less, like basically. So but but as far as like what I go through in the episodes that I described, like yeah. So I realized that put me in that zone, that episode zone, basically. You know what I'm
and this
saying?
was and this was triggered from a conversation at the end of the conversation of what we was having yesterday, right?
Um, yeah, like after the episode, you know what I'm saying? Pop and I were able to talk. So he told me about an incident that he went through,
Mm-hmm.
and then based upon the situation that he went through, um, it had required like um hospitalization, and then there was medication involved. So he said that after that incident that led to the hospitalization and then the medication and everything, he said he didn't feel the same afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I said to him, I said, yo, bro, when I first got diagnosed with bipolar, like I went I went into the hospital. It, you know what I'm saying? It was an incident that occurred. Boom. I went into the hospital. I needed medical treatment, but I didn't receive that. I was sent, I was handcuffed and sent to a psych hospital instead of receiving medical treatment. And then I was given the psychotropic meds, Haldol, Depakote, Cogentin, maybe even Thorazine that they injected me with. But I remember and I know when I came out the hospital and I had come back to myself that something was different. Like I wasn't the same. So when he said that, I told him that, and then I told him how I had also said that to somebody close to me. Um, yeah, so that was a,
You saying
that was,
it's like funny because I always said I don't go to the doctor. Like I'll be one to tell you like right off. I do not go to no doctor. I don't go to no hospital because to me it feels like when you go in there, whatever you had, they only gonna give you a pill and something and tell you to come back anyway. And not only that, it seems like you feel sick when you go. Like you feel worse than when you walked in. Once you walk in, like it's like the energy in there is like, you feel me? So it's like I don't like it. I can break something and I might not go unless I know it's broken and I gotta go get a cast and then I'll go get the cast off. And then even when I took a surgery from when I had to have a surgery for my wisdom teeth, it was like I wanted somebody to actually visually like see my surgery. Like be there, look in the room or something, because you don't know what these people can put in you, what they can play with, how like and you saying it. after they gave you this medicine and you went in there after the episode, you didn't feel the same. And Papo told you the same experience, and he doesn't even suffer from bipolarness. And he said they gave me these medicines, and I didn't feel the same. So it's like sometimes they're giving you things, even with these vaccines and all of these things, they're just testing these things out. They don't know what the results is going to be, and sometimes these shits can really fuck you up.
Yo, bro, not to interrupt you, but on that note, like in the process of me being my own therapist, bro, like within this week, bro, I put major pieces together. And bro, like you asked me yesterday about the therapy, right? I had my therapy session today and I had it on Tuesday. And she told me that, you know, our season will come to an end, the beginning of the year, you know, and it's around the same time that I had, you know what I'm saying, my last episode.
Uh, is that making it a little more tense? Meaning the time, is that making it tense a little time? I mean, a little bit more strange because you know, like this is like maybe the time where I get a little bit more emotional and I can, you know, I can slip off at any moment.
That's a
So it's
fact, bro.
like you almost preparing for something all the time and you're still trying to defend it. So it's like everything you feel I'm wrong or am I getting there? You always questioning your own self. Like,
Hey, yo, bro, like you hit the nail on the head right there when you said that, bro. It was as if me listening to myself talking at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why this whole platform and everything was so essential, bro. Like, and then I talked to you about accountability and how I'll be in my episode or what have you. And if I'm around someone that's familiar with what I'm going through, then that helps my comfortability. Like it eases the anxiety, bro.
because they don't think I'm bugging.
And even if I'm bugging, bro, they have the variables of the equation of me bugging, bro. And
There's
to be
something
able
else
to
right now. Let's just relax, y'all. It's be cold out, everybody. You know, I understand. They'll get lost in the moment.
so bro, that's why I hit you. And I was like, yo, this is one of those moments where we could go live though, because I know that I'm in that zone. Like, and then there's layers to things. All right. So
Bring how
I'll
that
bring
ties into the religion, even into God's commandments. Bring how that brings you into that whole thought in that realm.
yo, bro, do you recall I know that you do, bro, but I'm just in the zone, bro. But like you recall yesterday, bro, when Stacks was talking about being on God's time, bro.
Yeah. Like it's
That's what it.
time for when you thinking you on the streets time, you on this time, I'm on grown man time, I'm on God's time. Understandable.
That's the zone that it puts me in, bro. Like it, and then based upon what I'm doing at the time, it depends on what time or mode it puts me in, right?
That's not a bad time to be on.
That's a great time to be on.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is that, like, even when I've had a manic episode and what I was doing in the physical wasn't of a godly nature. In my subconscious mind, I was focusing on God and the principles I was raised with, the integrity and God's commandments, right? That I learned through religion, that I learned about through religion.
Can you explain those to me? I know a few of them, but just in case it's somebody who doesn't understand or know the difference, can you explain it to the best of your knowledge?
All right, bro. So, like, you know how I am,
I ain't
man. Like,
afraid to, you know me, I ain't afraid to say I'm not, that's not what I'm sharp at. Let me, sharpen me up so we can, we
no,
can
I
have a
understand.
conversation.
So, bro, at this point in time where I'm at, like mentally, more or less, right? I'm going to break down the story, you know, how I have come to know it, basically. Like, so I'm not like I have the Bible right here. You get what I'm saying? But I'm
Give
I
me
don't know.
your definition if that makes it easier for you, and where we can, and if you don't feel like going page for page and reading exactly what you want to, or if you do, man, do it. You know me, I'm here. Whatever you feel comfortable, go ahead.
Right. So, all right. So this is what I. All right. So God gave Moses the Ten Commandments, and during this during this season, when God gave Moses the Ten Commandments, Moses had Moses had went up like to like walked climbed up a mountain. You know
Yo,
what I'm
Ben, you
saying?
want to know something that I'll be practicing? Anytime I get caught up, I just take a deep breath, bro. Let that shit get out, and then gather yourself again. Come back with it, because once you got to the Moses, it got deep for you. So I know. Take that breath.
All right. So more or less, um, Moses goes up the mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and when he goes to the mountain, like he sees a bush, and it appears to be burning, a burning bush,
Okay.
and God's voice was being spoken like through the burning bush. So,
Images through the fire, or just saying is he? We aren't gonna get too technical with it. I'm sorry.
all right.
His
So
words spoken through the bush.
so within that within that conversation that he had with God, that Moses was having with God,
Mm-hmm.
God gave him 10 commandments, 10 of his laws. One of them, honor thy mother and father, and thy days will be longer. Another one, thou shalt not kill. All right. So, all right. So take me back to the beginning, land. How
We got here because I'm saying basically how we tied that the feeling into when you saying when you get into a episode basically you took it as now you learned how from being our own therapist how to basically understand that's me on God's time. So now I don't look at things funny or wild out. I'm aware of the
all
sense
right.
of
So
what's going on. So then I asked you, how did that tie into the religion?
all right. So basically, when I was younger, I received my first communion Catholic. Um, um, and then when I was about 11 or 12, I was baptized in the Baptist church.
Mhm.
That's when I had publicly accepted my Lord and Savior Christ Jesus as that's when I at that point in time in my life, that's when I felt inside that I was aware of Christ and God, and with me praying, I um I decided that I wanted to be baptized. My aunt, tells me the story how I just told her. She didn't know where it came from, how I had got there. I just told her, yeah, I'm going to get baptized. And that particular Sunday was approaching, and then I got baptized.
So is it
Um,
fair to say that you have to believe in Christ to believe in God? Because I never thought about it like that technical. Do I believe in Jesus? I don't really give that a thought, but I believe in God. But it was
all
funny
right,
you said, I take in my Lord and Savior Christ. You said Jesus. You ain't saying nothing about God. Like, so y'all saying God, Christ before God.
all right. So basically how I come to know it is that Christ came here, and basically he's the Son of God, and God, you know, he was sent here basically in a physical
He the middleman.
representation of our heavenly Father, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So so I was already connected to God, like praying and everything. Um, but as far as religion went and how I was taught, you know, that was the baptism.
You broke up for a second. You back? You back? I'm not trying to throw you off when I ask a question in between. Yeah, this is the recap for y'all. And you know we having a little technical difficulties, but it always happen like that when you get into deep conversation or you seem to be figuring out a problem. We're gonna definitely get back to it. Here go my brother and me right here. Daniel, can you finish explaining if you remember the spot? I'm sorry.
You remember the spot, bro? My fault.
Yeah, well, basically, you was explaining because my question was, do I have to because I'm not saying do I have to recognize Christ first before I can actually understand in God, and you was basically saying, well, how you learned it, and you already prayed to God already, and you just came to Christ, and you was at that point saying how Christ was basically he came down here, and he was basically not saying it in this form of fashion, just summarizing it. He was a middleman. He's basically our connection to God. So, and that's where you were basically in the conversation, where she was explaining how the commandments, his God, that Moses also was given God's commandments. And then I asked the question, so that actually threw you into the Jesus part.
Right. So basically being on God's time and just focusing, like it helps my structure and everything that I'm dealing with at the time of an episode helps. That plays a key ingredient. And during this time, this particular time right now, working, have the structure. You get what I'm saying to you?
So you're saying at this point in life, I'm in God, I'm on God's time. So that's why the episodes are dealt with on a different level.
I'm more on God's time now as opposed to being on street time
No, I
or
understand. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I understand. I was just trying to see if you were saying now when you have episodes, you're on God's time. Like you're not, you no longer have an episode where you're panicking. Now you just tap into, oh, this is God's time. And you figure the things out on.
yeah, like the last one,
Mhm.
the most recent one,
Yeah.
and and then the zone that I told you the trigger had put me in this time.
Hmm.
More more so in the physical than other previous episodes.
Understand.
In the physical, because in the physical I wasn't looking that way. Erratic, crazy, ripping and running outside in the streets, didn't have any structure at the time, wasn't sleeping, wasn't really eating, wasn't living healthy, wasn't healthy. So I'm a lot more healthier now than I was during those episodes.
And what's the well, I guess that's the it kind of answers itself. I was gonna say, where did you see the change? But I guess you seen the change when I got on God's time.
Yeah, and based upon there's a scripture in the Bible, not verbatim, but basically it's like when you train a child up in the way they should go, they'll go back to it.
Mhm.
So subconsciously, I'm able to go into my zone of my teachings and my prayers and my relationship with God and think about and reflect on everything that I've been able to overcome as a result of praying and having faith and the principles and things that I've been taught, that I've learned. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So how did you like yesterday's episode? That must have really hit you the day you got up and had you thinking how things tied right into religion.
Yeah, man, because it made me like really want to like get my house in order, so to speak. Like, you know what I mean? Like hearing the testimonies on what God has done in others' lives around me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then reflecting on my life and my ways and actions and the things that I've done. Like,
Brother
whoa,
Trey. I don't mean to
like
keep saying brother like you, like, but you know, I mean Trey, like Trey's like Trey's story.
perfect example how, I grew up and I'm like, oh, this happened to me and that happened to me.
Mhm.
You get making excuses for things that I've gone through. And then I'm hearing a testimony from like Trey. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
No excuses, none of that. You
And
get what I'm
when you was
like?
dealt crazy in, that's why he said you can't. Sometimes you think about what you're going through. You got to think about what somebody else is going through. Believe me, it could be much worse.
All facts.
And you really don't even, and you don't wish upon that on nobody. So it's like just eat what you got to go through.
All facts.
At least while we here, man, we know that it's gonna be better. We ain't really worried about that, you know. The outlook and how things may seem, appearance.
Yo, bro, not for nothing, but I believe like the chapter of the Bible that the Ten Commandments are in, maybe like around Exodus.
Uh,
The book, I said the chapter, but the book of Exodus, I believe, but I have to check and make sure though. Like, you get what I'm saying? I didn't want to say anything, it wasn't exactly correct. You get what I'm saying?
I understand, yeah, that's a whole nother language. So once you start you speaking religion, if you feel like you say anything and you run across the wrong statement, the wrong phrase, the wrong psalm wrong, then there's a whole community that's out there that's ready to sling you. I already know how that goes.
Right.
You can't be free and say anything and have a conversation without it being judged in the wrong manner sometimes.
Yo, bro. So more or less, like I have the Bible, right? It's the book of Exodus, chapter 3. And it says God speaks to Moses. And in this particular chapter, that's when, you know, basically the story is told.
Do you feel like reading the chapter?
You want me to read the chapter?
Read the chapter because I ain't going to read the book. So read the chapter. Not saying
All
I
right,
will never read the book, but just saying it's.
all right, bro. So this is the contemporary English version.
Mhm.
All right, that version of the Holy Bible.
All right.
All right. So the book of Exodus, chapter 3, the title, the title God speaks to Moses.
You might want to get your glasses now, brother.
All right. So look.
Nigga want to get his glasses. That's why I said I'm not reading nothing. Reading, that's not even about. I don't do that no more.
All right.
Since
So
these eyes don't work,
now I got you. So look.
read.
One day Moses was taking care of the sheep and goats of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, and Moses decided to lead them across the desert to Sinai, the holy mountain. There an angel of the Lord appeared to him from a burning bush. Moses saw that the bush was on fire, but it was not burning up. This is strange, he said to himself. I'll go over and see why the bush isn't burning up. When the Lord saw Moses coming near the bush, he called him by name, and Moses answered, Here I am. God replied, Don't come any closer. Take off your sandals. The ground where you are standing is holy. I am the God who was worshipped by your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses was afraid to look at God, and so he hid his face. The Lord said, I have seen how my people are suffering as slaves in Egypt, and I have heard them beg for my help because of the way they are being mistreated. I feel sorry for them, and I have come down to rescue them from the Egyptians. I will bring my people out of Egypt into a country where there is good land, rich with milk and honey. I will give them the land where the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites now live. My people have begged for my help, and I have seen how cruel the Egyptians are to them. Now go to the king I'm sending you to lead my people out of his country. But Moses said, Who am I to go to the king and lead your people out of Egypt? God replied, I will be with you, and you will know that I am the one who sent you. when you worship me on this mountain after you have led my people out of Egypt. Moses answered, I will tell the people of Israel that the God their ancestors worship has sent me to them. But what should I say if they ask me your name? God said to Moses, I am the eternal God. So tell them that the Lord, whose name is I am, has sent you. This is my name forever, and it is the name that people must use from now on. Pardon me. Call together the leaders of Israel and tell them that the God who was worshipped by Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has appeared to you. Tell them, I have seen how terribly they are being treated in Egypt, and I promise to lead them out of their troubles. I will give them a land rich with milk and honey, where the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites now live. The leaders of Israel will listen to you. Then you must take them to the king of Egypt and say, the Lord God of the Hebrews has appeared to us. Let us walk 3 days into the desert, where we can offer a sacrifice to him. But I know that the king of Egypt won't let you go unless something forces him to. So I will use my mighty power to perform all kinds of miracles and strike down the Egyptians. Then the king will send you away. After I punish the Egyptians, they will be so afraid of you that they will give you anything you want. You are my people, and I will let you take many things with you when you leave the land of Egypt. Every Israelite woman will go to her Egyptian neighbors or to any Egyptian woman living in her house. She will ask them for gold and silver jewelry and for their finest clothes. The Egyptians will give them to you, and you will put these things on your sons and daughters. You will carry all this away when you leave Egypt.
God a sucker.
What you said?
God a sucker. You're gonna
Hey,
go
yo,
over there, Moses, and tell them to follow you. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blow this shit up, and all the pussy gonna go with you. Once I do that, nigga, you go that way, and you tell them we walking 3 days, nigga. We going through this desert. Come with me. But he said he not your king. Come on. They gonna chop my head off, God. I understand they do want to know. They don't want to know where the man with all the power is. Now they gonna say you taking over. You told me they way is not right. Then you named everybody that live over there. All of them Hoposites, Moposites, Copposites, Lopposites, all the sites. Anything that ain't a part of me is a site. I am. Come this way. I'd have been like, yo, God, why don't me and you just go? I'll come back and let these niggas know what it is. If I don't do it like that, you gonna get me killed, man. These niggas gonna fight. You got 5 people. Everybody gonna follow me, and you know these is demons. Come on, B. You hustling me, man. You hustling me. You gonna strike down. You gonna strike down. Right after I say something, you gonna strike some shit down. Yo, God said, he said, come on. He told y'all to come at 4 o'clock. Nah, man, we got the boom. God said, come with me, y'all. No disrespect. It all makes sense. Because he told that to Moses, and God had testimonies with other men, right? And Jesus, the one he sent down. And no disrespect, I ain't trying to be funny. That's exactly how they do Jesus. Everything I'm saying. They disrespect. So I'm telling Moses, man, Moses, yo, God, how do I do this? I understand. I believe. I'm with you. But that's different. That's a hell of a responsibility. Then when one of them hears somebody go get sacrificed, what they hold up? This God? And he's sacrificing niggas? So I might not even think it. Yo, B, load the camels. We gotta see what's gonna go on, man. We gotta do this. That's a
Hey, yo,
hard.
Lynn, not even to cut you off, bro. Like sitting there, like not for nothing, bro. Like sitting there listening to you, right? It was like at certain points, it was like hearing my own voice, right? Like had it been me, right?
Yeah.
Definitely not the God is a sucker part. Like you get what I'm saying? Like,
When we say sucker in terms
yo,
of you
but
being
check it though. But check it, I'm breaking it down in my own mind as you breaking what you saying down. And I'm like, yo, that's bananas. So check it, bro. This is what happens, right? So the story goes, bro. Moses had a brother named Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron was able to use his words and speak better than Moses because the story goes that Moses had a speech impediment. He stuttered. So God,
Yo, God is the best. I swear, I gotta chill with this man. He said, so what you said, Moses? Bang! God said, strike him. He didn't get the message out.
yo, bro, you see how Moses, like, how am I supposed to do that? Like, how I'm supposed to tell them that? Like, tell the king that? Like, in his mind, I'm not in his mind or was in his shoes, but I'm like, if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, I ain't even able to speak a full sentence without stuttering. You know this already, Lord. Like, so how am I supposed to actually tell the king that this is all supposed to happen? Like, I gotta get the words out. Like, so check it. So Aaron spoke well. So Aaron goes with Moses to go tell Pharaoh, yo, listen, God told us to tell you to let his people go. And if you don't let them go, then this is what's going to happen.
And what did Pharaoh say?
Pharaoh wasn't jacking it, bro.
So Pharaoh killed him, Aaron and Moses. This is what Pharaoh knocked off him and Moses. This is
Check it.
This is what I'm saying. And that is where they get the term.
Hold up.
Don't kill and deliver.
Hold up. Now, hold up. Check it. Pharaoh didn't knock him off.
Huh?
Pharaoh didn't knock him off.
All right.
Aaron spoke. Moses had his staff. One sign and wonder, one miracle that was performed. His staff had turned, like maybe into a snake in the analogy form or what have you.
All right.
So like they had to go back and forth a couple times. He sent them out the castle. Like, no, I'm not. Basically, like, I'm not Jack.
Fuck out of here. Go get God.
Yeah, I'm not jacking that. Like, I already know, Moses, you with the shits and all that. So you got it for now, whatever. But you could just, all right, beat it, basically. So they come back, they tell him something else. God makes it happen. Like the hailstorm.
Yeah, you see, once we start getting into that, you know how it's gonna get. They're gonna try to freeze you. They're gonna try to block you out. Gad, you was talking about the hailstorm. You copy? He'll be back as soon as you get into it. You already know how to go. Make sure y'all go get y'all a 9B hoodie. Make sure y'all go get y'all some 9B gear, Black Dot Teespring. Go see it on Black Dot Instagram page. I can check it out. I ain't got the link up there right now, so I feel lost in the sauce, but you know what it is. Oh, this is the recap. This is what we do. Sometimes we might have the conversations on what happened in the last topic and see where we at the next day. We just happen to be airing it and giving it to y'all live today. You see how my brother, he had to tap in. He had to see what was good. He said he had some issues on his mind from, the last episode after it went off. Here we go again. You was talking about the hailstorm.
Yeah, bro. So the staff turned. He sent the hail. And it may have been
They don't want. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Who running in there? They're not having it.
Yolanda, can you hear me?
I hear you now. They're not having that. Guys, the internet crazy, right? They found your location, nigga. They cut Wi-Fi off in a whole district. They said no. Give a fuck. You helping yourself, nigga. You ain't gonna be your own therapist on my stage. Fuck these niggas think. You think you gonna go live and let me know how you feeling better? Cut that shit off, man. Give him an attitude. Keep him in the house. Make that man frustrated. Have him clear his mind. What you think this is? Y'all don't pay me no attention. I'm crazy. I'm just waiting on my co-host Dbanger to come back. Here you go right now, y'all. Don't have to have a sad face. We already telling them, man. They know how this goes. Everybody's aware. You know how it goes.
Yo, bro, I'm on my phone, so the calls come through. So I'm not on the laptop or the iPad right now.
All right. That only gave you permission to get on the laptop or the iPad. You didn't have to tell our fans that. Now they're gonna go, oh, they didn't have enough energy to go on the laptop or the iPad. Nah, God, but man, I already know. As soon as you get into it, I thought it was just the forces to be in it. What you took out of the whole thing, though, in a nutshell, as far as that testimony with the whole thing, as far as Moses and Aaron and going back and forth to try to get Pharaoh to let his people go this way. What do you think about that?
I believe it.
No, I'm not even saying you don't believe it. I'm just saying what's the thought and the meaning behind that? Like, why didn't God just appear himself to Pharaoh and let him know you're doing this the wrong way? If you really want to know me, the Lord, this is where you will go. Oh, and I'll show you a miracle right now.
Right. So basically, like based upon my understanding and everything, God did it the way that he chose to do it at that time. So he sent Moses and Aaron as the messengers, more or less, because he's God and he does what he does. So more or less, like,
yo, that's the greatest title ever. Like, he's God and he does what he does. Hey.
So then basically, everything, the pestilence, everything, all the miracles that God had Moses and Aaron perform in front of Pharaoh led Pharaoh to allow the people of Israel to leave.
Okay.
So then you're gonna like this one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
His queen starts whispering in his ear. So they came in here and told you that God told them to let the people go. So now the people didn't left. So now they didn't left and all that. Like, you soft, my nigga. Like, how you the king and you let all this happen, come up in your castle and your kingdom and the people gone? Like, what's really good? Like, you really soft, my nigga.
Nigga, you God.
Like, you really, really soft, my nigga. I thought you was the man. I thought you was the king. Like, so he rounds up all the troops, the army, the whole gang. Hops on the chariots and goes after Moses and the people of Israel.
So you trying to tell me all of this happened because of the woman?
Hey, yo, bro.
If that's what the book say, I'm just saying in the book.
It happened. hold up. Oh. So I'm not getting into the verbatim of the book and what the book says, but I'm saying she whispered in his ear, like how the story goes in the beginning. Eve had whispered in Adam's ear,
Mm-hmm.
like or had the conversation with Adam more or less, but she whispered in his ear. He chose to round up the gang and go.
I'm telling you, man, they up there laughing, man. They having fucking daddy and mommy wars in the world. For real. You think you're gonna get this shit over here? I fuck with that. I got Pharaoh. Pharaoh was down with us, and we like how this shit going. You want everything to be like it is up there. We running this down here. We got it. All right, watch. I'm gonna tell you all of that. Moses, go over there, and I'm telling you, get them people to follow, and I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna show you. You think you keep sending Moses and these niggas over here? You think that? Yo, listen. You ain't getting them. If you don't go get back home, just load up.
Gang.
At the end of the day, I told you you lost your dollar, man. Stop playing with me. You keep thinking that shit they keep out that righteous shit down here, man. Listen, they try to live. Yeah, I was watching Squid Games, bro. I finally got a chance to catch up and watch this joint. You seen it?
Yo, bro, I started watching a couple of the episodes after I was hearing so much about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nah, I can't get too into that right now. Like, I'm already in a different zone. So,
Yeah, I watched episode 6. That's when it get real. Because that's when everybody, you see, we all ganging up and we getting into this thing with these games, right? And once we get in these games, we think we're going to play against somebody else. And it's always whoever we play against, they got to die. That's just the way it go. You know, you feel me?
My fault. Not even to cut you off, bro.
Good?
All right,
You
go
got
ahead.
nothing to say? That's cut me off, dude.
Yeah, nah, because I was about to do something, but I wasn't. My fault. Go ahead, bro.
All right. So basically, whoever lose die, right? So at this point, y'all have been there for about 4 or 5 games. So now y'all getting, low bonds or whatever. You starting to build bonds with people because y'all actually getting through these shits together. So now everybody picking a partner gets to a game where y'all only got to play. It's only 2 people. So now everybody they want to buy. Yeah, I got you. Thinking they got their man. Now they get these niggas these marbles, right? 10 marbles a piece, right? And you can get these marbles, no matter how you get these marbles, right? But you can't be violent, no violence, regardless. So however you get these marbles, whoever got the most marbles at the end of this game, the other one dies, right? This is when you see, when it comes down to a nigga life, when it comes down to it's all over for me, your characters change, everything changed, bro. Niggas was trying to manipulate the old man. Niggas was doing the grimiest shit. Niggas was playing on niggas' stupidity. Niggas was doing play on the niggas' old timers, whatever it took for them to survive. And I say, you know what? That's crazy because that's just how life is. You gonna have a friend, but don't go through this and you feel like your heart gonna be broken. You lose friends because friends come and they go. Because as soon as you in a life or death situation, something that's real, everybody is out for themselves. And don't have your heart on the line thinking, but we, nigga, they said one or the other. And that joint was just so crazy. I was like, yo, that shit hit me like, yo, that shit is real. Because you'll roll with a nigga thinking, and then you got to think about, how did we get into this? What we got into this for? I expect you to be honorable? What did I expect when it came down to just me and you? You to do the same shit me and you did to everybody else, you'll do it to me. That shit was just like a lesson in an episode. That shit was just funny to me. I caught that. That really got me hooked on it when I was seeing it. Because, I'm looking at the games and how the games is. I want to see what's going on behind it. So, of course, behind it, there's other shit that's really going on. Like these niggas is actually taking organs and shit. Like, you feel me? Everybody doesn't die right away. So those that might not die right away, these niggas taking out all your organs. They're selling your organs on the black market. How do you think these niggas getting all this money? See,
Hey,
then
yo, pause. Hey, yo, chill out, B. Hey, yo.
yeah,
Hey, yo, word to mommy, son. Yo, chill out, B. Hey, yo, tell me why, bro. I heard a story like that in the flesh, bro. I heard a story. I heard a story like that in the flesh, in the physical, from someone. You understand what I'm saying to you, Land?
yeah.
Yo, word to mommy, son. Like he told me he was connected to that type of ring. He wasn't the person that knew what was going on, bro. But he was connected to the doctor, bro. Yo, bro, when it all came out, yo, everything fell down, bro.
Fell down. You niggas is fit. You are y'all about to, you are the yo. You that's why when it said like this is the funniest thing, and it goes back to what you was just saying. Like we'll all be off if we really follows God commandments to a T. Thou shalt not kill. That's a deep commandment. Now thou shalt not kill. Does that mean that because I can be responsible for somebody's death and not technically kill them? It's a lot of ways just in life. Like you can have a substance abuse problem, and I just happen to be the person that's feeding you the substance abuse, right, or whatever you're using, and it doesn't have to be the first time. I can have something that's not so good, and I give it out to people, and they die. That's on my account. Like, you feel me? I can be taking somebody somewhere with me, and I shoot off at the mouth, and I run out and put them in a position, and something goes on. Like that's on me still. Again, me not controlling, the environment that I was in, or controlling myself. So there's many ways for someone to be kind of in the acts or with something to be doing that do somebody else bodily harm. Like that's a long list when you saying like that, like thou shalt not kill.
Yo, bro.
It's a long line for that, man.
Yo, bro, not to cut you off, but you know how they have the remind me to go back to low tide and high tide.
Low tide
But
and high tide.
but remember, like you know how they have the judges in the courthouses, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that there was a book in the Bible named Judges, called Judges?
No. What you mean called judges?
All right, so there's books in the Bible in the Old Testament and the New Testament. One of the books in the Old Testament is called Judges.
All right, but you're saying called judges. What is it? Is it
like, or is it? Hold up, bro.
meaning is it used in the same
Hold
sense
now.
as how they're
Hold
using
up.
judges?
Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. Oh, all right. I thought I was. All right, so it's the book of Judges tells how the Israelites kept rejecting the Lord and worshiping idols. Each time they did this, the Lord punished them by telling other nations attack and defeat them. As a result, the Israelites turned back to the Lord and asked for his help. And he sent a special leader called a judge who helped them defeat their enemies. A
Okay.
time of peace followed, and the Israelites were faithful to the Lord for as long as the judge lived. But then they again rejected the Lord. All these things happen time after time. There's one
Meaning
more.
that they like we only gonna once you have somebody that we have to answer to here, that's the only time we follow your commands. Every time you said the judge, or every time the judge fall, so does the commandment, right?
Now, God's word never returns void. So God's word always stands. So God's commandments are forevermore. Like, so that's how I come to understand it. Like,
But you
but
got
like this,
I'm talking about if you just said they wasn't followed. Like you said, they reject the Lord every time the judge leaves, or and I wouldn't take it as he leaves or his time is up. How long is it before a new judge comes?
All right, so I'm not sure at that point, but this is like the other part of that paragraph. It says some judges may have led the entire nation, but usually a judge led a few tribes at the most. Israel at this time was a loosely bound group of tribes, and the Israelites did not think of themselves as being a single, united country. They did not yet have a king, and so during this time, everyone did what they thought was right. But the people had to learn that they were to worship only the Lord, and when they were unfaithful, the Lord punished them.
I heard you. So basically, in any case, it could have been many judges. It didn't have
Right,
to be just one judge. It could have been many judges.
right. Like, so in my mind, like in this realm that we in now and how the judges are in the court system and everything, um, they take oaths, um, and it's certain rules and things of that nature that they're sworn to follow and uphold.
Yeah.
They have seasons that they're on the bench.
Give me 1 second. I got to do something. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
All right,
Entertain.
all right. So more or less, people of the world, when I was over here able to build with land, you know, I was basically just breaking down to him how everything that I go through on a day-to-day basis, and then it interconnects with like what's going on around me in my immediate environment, what may be going on in the world, current events. So then, based upon like the diagnosis, that I had received, I was like 20 years old, um, and I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Since that Oh, all right. My fault, people of the world. I apologize. So more or less, the last thing I was saying, I was just basically saying what led me to have, the conversation with Land. So yeah, it was based upon like how I was feeling, and then when I was describing to him, like based upon the diagnosis and the symptoms, like being in different episodes, maybe in a depression episode, real sad, or in the mania episode, hyper, excited, anxious, very anxious. And then based upon what I'm doing at the time, like the structure, whatever structure I'm dealing with, you know, that has a major effect. But me focusing on God and, how I was raised and everything, you know, principles, my integrity, and, everything that my grandmother taught me, like basically all my lessons, that always helps me as well, you know.
I'm here with you. Just give me 1 second.
All right, so yeah, bro. So that's basically what I was saying. Um, outside of that, you know, um, everything is good. Everything is peachy keen outside of that.
Why
Like,
do we always get this goddamn comment vast tech? What does that mean? Am I missing it? Am I bugging? Am I what is it? A spam? What is spam? What is this?
I don't know who that is. Like, I thought it was like a female's name, but I don't know who that is or what that is.
I never even thought about it if it's a somebody name or female name. I'm just like, what the hell is the message supposed to mean?
Yeah, Merrill Wells. So I thought that was someone's name.
No, I feel you were saying is that, but what is the message?
I
Like,
don't
it's a
know.
comment. What is the message? What's the comment supposed to mean?
I don't know.
You was asking us to promote something. I had no problem with saying what you put out there, but I don't know what's going on. You gotta have me promoting something. I don't believe it.
Right.
Anything. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to use the bathroom, bro.
No,
Saying
you
just
good?
motherfucking juice. Never let that shit go. Should have got my charger though. My dumb ass. Didn't choose to do that. Yeah, Papa about to join in a minute. I just sent him the link. When I came for the joint, I guess he was trying to actually get in here with you earlier. He's saying, what's going on? What you got planned for the night after this?
Who that?
You, I'm asking what you got planned after this.
Oh, more or less, I'm just relaxing right now. You know, I'm in the house for the night, and I'm outside, inside, basically.
How
You
your
know, so
energy, how your energy level feeling?
right now,
Yeah, because you know you just can't. You just got yourself back together. How your energy level feeling? You just getting into the mix and getting back into everything. You know that shit is time. You done took a little time off, so that little time off sometimes puts you in a comfort zone. Then you get back out that comfort zone. You're like, damn, I ain't missed this for a day.
yeah. Like as far as my energy, bro, I was telling you how my work schedule had gotten affected and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I believe it was because I humbled myself within the midst of the situation. I took accountability for my actions. So then God brought the blessing back around, and I was able to still get a schedule and still get, days.
Yeah,
Today I lost, and I lost tomorrow,
yeah,
but I was able to get the weekend, and then I was able to get my days next week.
yeah. I wasn't even talking about in the aspect of the days, just as in the comfortability of like, it's been a minute, so the nigga gotta get back into that groove.
Yeah, so like I was motivated to do that when I initially went back to work on Wednesday, and then it got a little it got a little crazy, so that affected um that affected me right there. But um other than that, everything, what I'm saying, everything is smoothed out basically. So
You
energy wise,
right
and,
back
and
to
yeah, energy wise, health wise, like I've been working out. I have my vitamins, and you know, so that's definitely been helping me. I don't have any CMOS right now,
uh-huh.
but hopefully I can get some by the weekend.
Yeah, well, I told you where they got that at. That's not tough. They got that right in the hood, man. That's easy to become by. That's nothing.
Yeah, so I'm getting back to it gradually to answer the question, man.
Mm. Yo, you feeling a little better now. It's good. I was checking to just see everything on Sunday. What's going on other platforms. You might have said something. What was going on? Shit. Somehow, yo, this is the craziest shit. I've been putting this joint on like 4 different pages. So somehow, I wouldn't even mind paying and shit, but I don't know how they started running ads. Now they saying I'm on them for ads. And they ran an ad on something that I didn't even ask. I don't even know who the fuck asked you to put an ad on that. And it's not even that. You running an ad. And I look at the ad, right? The ad will show you a certain amount of views with how many people check your shit out, right? So if I look at the ad and my ad says, say for instance, 1,000 people, but it's supposed to be more than 1,000 people. I'm just giving you a number. Like you said, 1,000 people have watched this, or it's 1,000 views, right? And it tell you 1,000 views and what a view is accumulated from, how long they looked at it, and all of that, right? And then you go to another platform, and the same video that you're using from that platform don't have any views, but that's the same link. It doesn't make any sense. How am I running an ad on your page, and the only hits that it gets is from your page? You can't run an ad on Facebook, and the only way the hits count is on Facebook.
I wanted to ask you, is that part of what they call, or yeah, is that part of what they call like the analytics?
I have no idea. Yeah, that is into the analytics and all that, but I don't have no, like, say for instance, I only put 4 episodes up on Anchor, which means that's on Spotify. 3 episodes that's on Spotify and all of that, right? And the way that get broken down, you can see where the things are being, how it's being listened to, right? It'll show you whether it was on Apple Music, on Google Music, how much of the percentage of everybody coming from, even how it's going up and down, up and down. But this is on their platform, the ones that we put on their platform, right? Now, regardless of what we put on their platform, the ones that we just leave on the YouTube, if you got YouTube, I guess YouTube has its counter. I guess Facebook has its counter. I guess Instagram has its counter. And no matter how much you put the links together, how much the links you try to coincide them, they don't all match up. Remember back in the days, you could have a link and you could put the same link on multiple pages and it all adds up to that first link that you put out, that first initial link. Now it's like so many ads or some copy infringement, whatever it is. So many little things that's going around where you can't even go from one platform to the next platform to the next platform to the next platform anymore. Now it's like you just, whatever platform that you feel that's working, you have to promote and move on that platform. Even with YouTube, if I promote a video on YouTube, or I'm trying to get more views on YouTube, all of that's gonna just seem like it's working on YouTube. It just doesn't seem like it's transferring over to Facebook, to Instagram, to, you feel me what I'm saying? So that's the shit
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
trying to see what's going on in between, because it's like, god damn, you make it. Not no, you make it. It's just like it's. I'm gonna find some that like back in the days that connects with everything. I can put one link from this on, and that shit can give views from every place. And every place you looking at it, everybody can actually chime in from there, and they can say whatever they gotta say, and it ain't gotta be like no actual restrictions. Right now, this shit seems funny. Yo, you hear me? My shit look like I'm in the Matrix.
Yeah, it look like
Yeah,
it's delayed or something.
like I'm in the Matrix, nigga. I'm Neo. I'm good. I'm gonna check out this motherfucker. This last episode of Couples Therapy. I'm gonna probably give me something to eat, and I'm gonna call it a night, man. I'll see you again on. I hear from you anytime. You know how we do. But I'll see you again on this platform on Saturday, good brother. I'm gonna put an end to this broadcast right now. That's that for that recap. We gonna come back Saturday live and strong. Everybody is gonna be charged up. Y'all wait for it again. Go check us out on Spotify. Go check us out on Google. Go check us out on Apple. Go check us out on Encore, on Anchor. Go check us out on YouTube. Make sure if you go to YouTube and you go to the Be Your Own Therapist page, that you actually subscribe. It's a brand new page. We started from the beginning. Help us, grow with us, show you appreciate it. We appreciate it.
All right, peace, people of the world. This your man Dbanger Thomas.
It's Landlord, and this is Be Your Own Therapist Recap. God.